But real fast, Anthony, on the instant feedback, John from Carl Place. Anthony, please talk about The Sims.
Uh-oh.
This game kicks ass. I got it over the weekend, and I can't help tormenting these little creations of mine. Best game since Kingpin.
Yeah, it's, we've been having fun with it in the office and then, at home.
Well, let's talk to Bill real fast, too. Bill, what's up?
Yeah,
Hey.
I'm going to fail this semester because of you, Anthony. I can't stop playing it. I got 2 lesbians right now at home making out. You know, one goes to work, the other bitch works out.
You got him to make out?
Yeah.
One of them just works out as the other one goes off to work?
Yep.
Hey, Bill, I got to tell you, because after Anthony talked about this Sims on Friday, one of my brother's friends ran out and got the game. I spent 10 hours with a lesbian couple trying to get them to make out over the weekend, and I didn't accomplish the
You got to
feat.
start slow.
I did start
Just
slow.
a little talking first, maybe a little back rub, telling a few jokes, maybe complimenting the other one, and then slowly go to hugging and a little kiss, and then before you know it, they're sharing a bed.
Are they sharing a bed, Bill?
Yeah, they share the same bed.
Oh, that rocks.
The first day, you get them, all their power levels are all up.
Yeah.
All you do is you spend all the time just on social, nothing else. They fall in love within like 10 seconds.
I got to remember that.
A couple of lesbos, that's great.
Because my chicks, they got all depressed and stuff. The room wasn't right. The plants were dying.
So you got to water those plants. You got to keep them happy.
Yeah, the food had flies around them.
Yeah, they're not cleaning up that good.
The plumbing sucked. Well, thank you, Bill.
No problem. Thanks a lot.
All right, man. Well, Ant, you got to explain Sims again, because honest to God, this is like crack. This game.
Yeah.
Well, you know, this is more addicting than Half-Life. Even though Half-Life is a shoot 'em up type of game, this thing is just mental.
I got to explain. Because I've heard from a lot of people going, "Oh, dude, what are you talking about? That doesn't even compare to Half-Life." They're not meant to compare. They're 2 completely different types of games. Completely. It's like the difference between an off-road vehicle and a roadster, you know? They're made for different things. I love Half-Life. Still play it all the time. I love the shoot-'em-up first-person action. It's not an action game. You're not sitting there just staring at the screen you're sitting at the edge of your seat waiting for something to happen. But, like Opie said, it is crack. It is friggin' crack. Sitting there. So far, I've concocted a couple. Made everything from scratch.
Yeah, you could make everything from scratch, like Ant said.
Or you could pick them out.
You could give them different personalities. You can make the house and set it up any way you want.
Yes, that's what I did.
You could even pick their jobs.
Yeah. They look for a job in the paper. You pick it or you don't pick it. You know. They're either nice people or not nice. They're neat or not neat. Like there's all personality traits you can put in these little people that walk around in this little house. You buy them stuff. Make their lives a little easier. You upgrade their stoves and refrigerators. Maybe blow a wall out of their house and make the living room bigger so you could fit an electric train set in. Keep them happy.
Pinball machines,
all kinds of fun stuff. Foosball table, that's my house. And so what I've been working on is just a couple. Just a man and a woman in a house. Got them to fall in love. Now they're sleeping in the same bed. I'm getting all kinds of cool stuff for the house. Burglar breaks in, steals the computer and the stove. So I had to get a burglar alarm. You live and learn. So then one day it's like, oh, the stork is coming. Going to bring a little bundle of joy for my little couple. I'm feeling great. I'm like, I'm working this game. It's coming out perfect. This is how this is about procreation. So little bassinet. I move it into the bedroom. So they're close to the little kid. Kid starts crying. I send the mother over. There's a couple of options. You can either feed it, play with it, sing to it. So I'm feeding and singing to it and stuff. Beep, beep. The car horn out front blows. You know what that means? Time for work. So I send them both off to work.
Yeah, you got to make sure they get their carpool, because you got to explain too that you send them to work, and every time they come home from work, it adds money to your bank account.
Yeah, they make their money,
and that's how you could expand your house and stuff
and buy cool stuff
and move forward with the game.
Well, I got to tell you something. This was awful.
Yeah,
I totally didn't. I got so used to them just going to work that I didn't stop her from going to work. So the kid's in the house all alone for 8 hours screaming.
A newborn.
Wah! Wah! You know, a little prompt comes on the screen.
Yeah.
SimCity's social services is taking the child away. And this big, fat, black lady walks in the house, grabs the kid, and walks out the door while they're at work. And then the husband and wife come home, or the man and woman, they're not married yet. And then the woman gets all depressed because now the kid's gone.
Of course, and that affects the game, too, because you got to keep these Sims people very happy. You got to keep them fed. You got to keep their hygiene up. If their bladder's full, you got to make sure they go to the bathroom.
You got to pay your bills.
I was playing a game this weekend, right, Ed?
Yeah.
There was two things I didn't do. One was I didn't check the mailbox. You got to check the mailbox every 3 days for bills, and you got to pay the bills. And if you don't pay the bills while the couple is sleeping at night, there's this big black guy.
Why is it the black guy?
The black guy in the Sims game that comes to your house, not breaks, they just know how to get into your house, and they repossess your stuff because you didn't pay the bills.
Yeah.
So he repossesses the stove in my game, all right? But they have to eat. So the lady is freaking out, and every 6 hours she's calling the pizza dude.
Yeah, they go to the phone and order pizza. And it takes like $40 out of their out of their money.
And then the pizza dude comes up, and there's a prompt that says, "Oh, it only took me an hour to get here, dude."
Are you sure that was the repo guy, or it wasn't just the Rock coming in to rob the place?
And the other thing that I did during my Sims game over the weekend, because I ended up getting a couple like you.
Yeah.
But I just took over one of the families they have.
Yeah.
Which was a couple with this kid that was about, 10, 11, 12 years old, that range.
Yeah.
And you got to send them off to school every day.
Sure, the school bus pulls up. You got to send them.
Well, the best part of this game is just creating havoc. You know, I mean, you could go and try to, like, pay the bills and keep the house clean and make sure they're fed and happy and kept comfortable, putting them to bed when they're tired and stuff.
Yeah.
But the best part of the game is just creating some type of havoc and seeing how it plays out. So I decided, you know what? The kid doesn't need to go to school anymore. So day after day, the school bus is pulling up in front of the house, beep, 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 and it'll only wait, 20 minutes or so?
Yeah.
And then the school bus takes off. 3 days in a row, all of a sudden there's a prompt on the screen. Jimmy's missing a lot of school, and if he misses another day, there's going to be a problem. So I'm like, oh, cool.
Hey, you got to hold him back.
Oh, yeah, you got to hold him back.
What happens.
So the bus goes, and Jimmy doesn't get on the bus, so it turns out they're going to send him to military school to teach him some discipline. So all of a sudden he's in a military outfit, and the mom and dad are like saying goodbye and crying and stuff, and next thing you know, he's out of the house for good. Gone. He's at military school.
No more kid.
You just lost your kid to military school.
I wonder if he comes back later on.
Yeah, and then you gotta keep up their skills.
Yeah, the skill level. They gotta read and sit down and read books on things to get their skill levels up and their social skills and build relationships with the neighbors. All of a sudden they're working around the house. You're pointing and clicking, making sure they're keeping the house clean, keeping their hygiene good, making sure they take a leak and stuff. And what happens? The neighbors come to the door. They want to visit.
Right.
So now you got to entertain the neighbors, because if you just send them away, they get pissed and your social standing in the neighborhood goes down.
Right.
You run around like a chicken without a head, pointing and clicking, realizing you just what amounts to a digital ant farm.
Right.
It's pretty much what you're doing. It's ridiculous. But it's like Opie said, it's like crack.
It's so addicting. We were playing for 2 hours before the show today, and we just started this. We just started this family, and we're going to see how far we could take it. Because eventually, I guess, you build a huge mansion. You have other people living with you, as your money goes up.